Makes it a lot easier. You sent me 31. You know that, right?
For fuck's sake.
Okay, so make sure you notice that.
No, that's not right.
All right, so everybody, hey, welcome to the meeting. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna try to speed through some of this because we got a lot of stuff to go over tonight. For those that are new here, we basically go down a whole list of crap. Let me turn my volume down so you guys don't have to hear all that. We go through a list of crap, things we've done on the server, things we want to bitch about, things we want to compliment everybody on, things we're changing, things we're fixing, things we're working on, all the good stuff. Yeah, and repeat all the same things we do every meeting. Exactly. That's one of our topics tonight, believe it or not. And then when I'm done running my mouth and some of the other admins, we pass it on to the players, let you guys ask us questions or give us feedback or cuss us out or ask me for my OnlyFans, whatever. And then when we're done with that, I will show off some new stuff. That'll all be done in the stream. So if you're not watching the stream, I suggest you open it if you want to see the new stuff we're going to show you. That includes a new map, a really cool one. If you are watching the stream, you probably just mute the stream and listen in Discord because I think the stream's like on a 5-second delay for some reason. So it get kind of annoying hearing like the echo. So with that said, let me get everything pulled up here. Sorry, I'm kind of slacking. Trying to update this map at the same time.
My bad. Sorry.
I blame Aliana.
It is my fault.
No. Blame Maz.
No, most things are never her fault. This legitimately was definitely her fault. Okay, that's that's booted, Eliana. You ready to go? Okay, or booting. Anyway, she was giving me the last copy of the map so I could show off to you guys later on. So I'm gonna make sure we get that booted up. Our test server takes like 3 hours to boot. So let me pull up my notes and we will get started. So like I was saying, I usually just go down a list of notes that I've typed throughout the month. Well, not just me, all the admins. We keep notes throughout the month of things we want to bring up at the next server meeting. Sometimes you'll hear me pause before I say something. That's usually because I'm reading my note first to make sure I wasn't being a smartass or in a really bad mood that day. I don't want to come off as an asshole. You guys can all hear me okay in the stream, right? Everybody good there? You guys hear me? In Twitch. And you guys can also hear me in Discord, correct? Good, perfect. Last time I got like 10 minutes in and found out they couldn't hear me in Twitch. All right, so the first note, let's get this going. Please, for all that is holy, read/info thoroughly, or at least read it before you have questions. I keep seeing questions almost daily in chat that are already fully explained in /info, or for skills already explained in the skills channel. Example, every single day I see somebody ask how to snap water foundations together. And I'm not kidding. That literally gets asked every single day in chat. The instructions on how to snap water foundations together is in /info, just like pretty much everything. So for you veteran players that are constantly answering those questions and stuff, the easy questions that everybody should know, I definitely appreciate the fact that you guys do that for us. It takes a burden off our back. But we just had a staff meeting. We always have one before the server meeting. And one of the things I discussed with the staff was I want them to start linking people to where information is contained rather than just answering the questions. In other words, we constantly have people putting in tickets or asking us stuff that's explained in the FAQ. And I want my admins to start linking the people to that section of the FAQ so players will learn to find information on their own instead of relying on us to keep re-explaining things over and over and over again. So the same goes for the players. If you guys are being really cool in chat and helping out new people by answering their questions, the most helpful way to do that would be to tell them where to find the information. Kind of teach them to fish rather than just handing them the fish. If they ask a question about water foundations, say, hey, type /info, head over to a page, whatever, and it's explained in full right there. Don't be rude about it. New players can be kind of sensitive with that kind of stuff, but teach them where to find the information rather than just giving them the answer would be the moral of that story. All right, moving on to the next one. If you are opening a ticket, this is yours. But I'll still do it. If you're opening a ticket for support in relation to raid bases, number one, are you running shadow play? If yes, stop what you're doing and capture the last X minutes of gameplay. Number two, if you're not running shadow play, stop what you're doing and wait for an admin. I guess basically what you were getting at there is the fact that we have a lot of people that, if there's we'll have somebody, there's a rare bug. Nivix has been searching for years for this and can't figure out what's causing it. But every now and then you'll get like a door or something that just won't take damage from your rockets, and there's no explanation for it whatsoever. Like an admin can come over, we can shoot a rocket, it takes damage. A player can come over, shoot a rocket, takes damage just fine. For some reason, it just doesn't like you anymore. When that happens, don't throw 500 more rockets at it. We get tickets, and we'll come in there, and the player's like, "Hey, this door won't take damage." Okay, cool. Let me test it out real quick. Boom. Oh yeah, you're right. It's not taking damage. Let me destroy the door for you. Well, can I have my 500 rockets back? Oh, well, no. Do you have a recording of you shooting 500 rockets at it? No, I don't have a recording. Okay, well, I'm not giving you 500 rockets then. Like why would you? The definition of insanity, everybody knows. Trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if the door didn't take damage the first couple of times, why did you throw 498 more rockets at it? And yes, those tickets do happen, believe it or not. I'm not just making that up. So either record your gameplay with Shadowplay, which lets you record backwards. We have links to it in our links channel. Or stop what you're doing, get an admin immediately. It's a lot easier for us to help you if you didn't just continue to do what you were doing. Also, if you complete the base and it goes away, it doesn't help us at all, because then we can identify the base and try to figure out what was wrong. Give me 1 second. Let me read this next note. The amount of requests for admins to flat out cheat for players has gone through the roof lately. This is big time too. I don't know what's going on. Everything from "I died, give me my stuff back or I won't play here anymore," all the way to "Can you tell me how many NPCs you put at each monument and how hard they are," et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to assume this is due to so many new players in August, which we've had an insane amount of new players. But it has exponentially become a huge problem now. We do not cheat, and we do not get involved with your gameplay, period, even when it does not go your way. So yeah, just please stop. Our policies are really clear on what we will support. There's a channel called Support Guidelines. If you scroll up in Discord, you will see it under the information section. It's very detailed on what we will do and what we won't do for players. And we do not cheat for players, period. I don't care what you say you lost if you don't have a recording of it for me, and if you didn't lose it to something that is not your fault. In other words, the server glitched, you fell through the map or something. If you can't prove that to me, I can't do anything for you. We've said this a million times. Rust does not log your inventory. Rust does not log what you use. Rust does not log what you shoot. It doesn't log any of that crap. So just telling me, I wasted 20 C4 and this, I don't care. If you don't have a way to show me, I can't do anything for you. And I'm not going to cheat for you. Oh yeah, this is a small note here. PvP Day. We have a lot of people that don't like PvP Day for good reasons. You're on a PvE server. But a lot of people don't like it because A, they feel like they don't have enough stuff, or B, they started too late in the wipe, or C, they got wiped out. Their whole base got raided and they got wiped out. I just want to let you guys know, I doubt Daru's in here right now. He's an old player of ours, but there's a lot of old players that do this kind of stuff. Dugrin used to do it too. You could start PvP Day with a wooden spear and a hide poncho, and you can literally be fully kitted out with hundreds of rockets, hundreds of C4, M2s, and a nice big giant base within 10 minutes. It's insane. Because what everybody is failing to realize is we average 13 to 1,500 players per wipe. And how many do you see on PvP Day? 30, 40, 50 at most? So how many bases are just laying around undefended, probably not even built up, to metal or high qual, because, most people come here to just RP style play. So how many wooden bases are out there, or stone bases are out there just chock full of loot? I mean, just chocked full of loot. We do not allow selling of sulfur as into the store. Like, in other words, people can't grind their stuff down at the end of the wipe and sell the sulfur. And the reason we don't allow that is because we don't want people grinding their boom down, because we want you to have something to raid. So there are tons and tons of bases just laying around the map with tons and tons of boom in them and tons of gear in them. People don't feel like recycling it, or people just play for a couple of days and then they just don't play anymore. You would be surprised. And what made me put this note is my son, the reason I started this server many years ago, he doesn't play Rust anymore, but he just happened to be over here chilling. And the last PvP day was exactly on a day where he was just sitting behind me. It's pouring down rain outside, so we're bored as hell. And he was like, I'm going to jump on the server. And since it's PvP day, he jumped on the server, mind you. This is my son. And within probably 15 minutes, he was fully kitted out with everything, had tons of boom, tons of everything. And he did just that. He wandered around. He's not vet gold. He's not nothing. He just wandered around, found sleepers laying on the ground, took their stuff, used their stuff to raid little wooden bases and found more stuff, and then found that stuff and used it to raid stone bases. And just, you can snowball on PvP day. So if you get wiped out, you don't have to quit and get all mad and not play. You can easily snowball on PvP day. It's actually kind of insane how quickly you can snowball. Moving on. Okay, this one's going to sound kind of mean, but I'm getting really tired of this. Stop trying to throw the donor status in our faces in tickets. While we appreciate the financial assistance in keeping the servers running, it is not going to earn you any special treatment that we would not do for others. And it definitely is not going to earn you admin cheating. I'm getting really tired of this being used in every ticket. I was going to donate, or I donated. The server is not pay to win, and it's definitely not pay to get stuff spawned in for you by the admins because you were careless and refused to run shadow play. We get that all the time. Same issue as before. If you're not going to give us some kind of proof with shadow play, or you're not going to, just chalk it up. Sometimes you do stupid shit and you lose stuff. And you'd be surprised. I want to say 75% of the tickets where someone lost a bunch of stuff, if they're a donator, they throw it in our face. Like, oh, I donate. Or I had a guy the other day say, well, I was planning on donating and I was going to have my friends do it too, but now we're not going to. Well, okay, fine. Bye. What do you want me to say to you? I'm not going to cheat for you. And it's always players wanting us to cheat and spawn stuff in for them because they swear they had this and they swear they had that. Well, why didn't you run shadow play? We had one the other day. I can't be bothered to run that. Okay, well, I can't be bothered to help you. I mean, what do you want me to do? We had one the other day. I can't be bothered to go into your Discord and put a ticket in. Okay, well, I can't be bothered to help you either. At the same time, I got to tell you, since he's talking in chat right now, Doc and Choate, as you guys probably remember from the last meeting, it's got to be our highest donator of all time, like literally in server history. Dude is legit the reason that we have a new box for Light and Terminus, which we will be discussing that soon. I'm not how much. It's none of your business. Anyway, the point being, and I mean over time, not in one giant lump sum of like lottery winnings, but Doc and Choate has definitely made tons of donations to this server, and he's the reason you guys have, some of these new server boxes and stuff and all these new maps and plugins. But at the same time, and I'm being honest here, Doc, have we ever just spawned in a bunch of shit for you or broken our policies like that for you? Ever? And you can answer right there in the meeting channel. Have we ever done that for you? And in his defense, he's never asked us to. He's never asked for special treatment, ever. I had a guy in a ticket yesterday who got out. I don't remember his name. I don't even know if he's here right now. Hopefully he is. He was really cool. His ticket started out with the usual thing, though. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I did this, I did that, and I lost everything I had. I'm like, oh, here we go. In my mind, I'm thinking, great, this guy's going to be a dick just like everybody else. They demand I spawn them stuff in without any proof. And, he told me what happened, and it was definitely his fault. He made a mistake, did something stupid, and lost his stuff. Waited way too long. He waited like 30 minutes to even ask us to help him find it. And I told him, I started off in the ticket, I said, okay, so I can't help you with this, but in the future, here's what you can do to avoid this happening to you again. And before I could type my next sentence, he basically typed, yeah, I could get good. He owned his mistake. Like he said, yeah, I did stupid shit and I died. My bad, and he was cool about it. Like I literally wanted to spawn him stuff in just for being so cool about it. So just remember that stuff, guys. I mean, whether you're a donor, whether you're the coolest person in the world, we're not going to break our policy and cheat for you. So hopefully that guy's in here right now. I forgot his name, but he was really cool. I enjoyed that ticket. Moving on. No, it was not you. This one is yours, Bad. I'll read it out for you, though. Oh, only one called heli on the map at a time, please. If one is already out, don't be surprised if it does not arrive, and we will not give you a refund. Yeah, we basically instructed all the admins as of like last month. If someone calls a heli when there's already a heli on the map, just go and kill the heli. I can't talk tonight. Kill their heli, and we will not refund you the RP for calling it. There's a nice red or gray icon on your HUD that will show you if there's currently a heli on the map. If that icon is red, there's already a heli on the map. Don't call one. If it's gray, go ahead and call one. We provide a heli tower. It's really usually pretty easy to tell if there's a heli out because there'll be people in the heli tower fighting it. So, speaking of which, admins, don't let me forget to remind everybody and discuss the heli tower in a minute. I saw a lot of heli towers getting built this wipe, and there's just no point. I just told you what happens if someone calls a heli. The second one is going to get nuked. It's going to get deleted. You're not going to get a refund.
No refunds.
No.
And you won't have to sit out that time before you can call another.
Yeah, it's on a cooldown too. Hey, look, there's one of the offenders adopted. Hi, adopted.
So, if I could just add real quick, so that's actually on your agenda further down. But I will say, I personally assisted with 3 tickets this wipe for people who have lost things because of other people's helis. When the heli tower first became a thing, because at first everyone had their own heli towers, and we'd just get complaints all the time because our heli carcasses used to burn, and people would accidentally burn each other's houses down that were made of wood. And then when heli tower first became a thing, people would live downwind of it, and then they would get their house burned up, and they'd get all upset about it. So be aware of where the heli tower is, and don't build under it if you are building with wood, or care about having things on your roof destroyed. And in that same vein, if you're calling a heli not at heli tower or taking out a wild at like airfield, be aware of the buildings around you. I mean, it's really unfortunate when somebody logs in and half their base is gone, and they have no idea what happened, and we go and see that they died to heli, because by the time that happens, we can't do anything about it. We had no idea what was there, what was lost. And then as a reminder, and this will also be a segue into what you're about to talk about, T, get Rust Plus. If you die offline and you don't know why, and you're working and you're busy, it will help you to be able to do something, to notify us to do something.
That's a great point I never even thought of, honestly. You guys realize Rust Plus will tell you if you die offline. And you guys realize, and I hate to boast, but I have to here, you guys realize you are on the server with the best support system in the existence of Rust, period. I don't give a damn. If you can find me a server that provides better support than this one, I will hand the server over to you right now. Like, it's physically impossible. So, and don't get me wrong, we may not give you the service you want, like, hey, spawn me some stuff. But the point being is we answer our tickets as fast as we can and as well as we can. We may have our issues, the owner has a bad attitude, whatever, but we provide the best service there is, period. That's what we pride ourselves on. So, get Rust Plus. It tells you if you die offline, put a ticket in and let us know. Like, hey, I died offline. Could you at least try to save my stuff for me? If it's 3 a.m, your stuff's probably gone. But if one of us is around, we will do our best. Some of our veteran players can tell you straight up, like, some of them have lost power. Like, hey, my power went out. Can you make sure I don't die? Like, we do that kind of stuff for you guys, man. I've flown around personally, and not to sound cocky, but I'm the damn owner. I got other stuff I could be doing. I've flown around personally and put some mats in the TC before, when I saw it was, a player that's a regular here, and they messaged us like, oh my God, I think I forgot to put mats in and blah, blah, blah. I've saved their base for them before, it's just, we do things like that for people. You got to let us know though. We don't know. So if you die offline, send us a message. We'll try to help you out. It's not a guarantee, but we'll do our best.
Just realize, if that happens, we'll make it happen like every Tuesday or, every Wednesday night or something like that, because we'll catch the pattern.
Oh no, yeah, we're not your babysitters. Yeah, we used to actually move players for people. Hey, can you move my buddy? He's blocking. I'm trying to put a recycler here. We used to do that for people, and we also used to tell people, if you lose internet or something, and you can't get back on and you die, get on your cell phone and throw a ticket in. It will help you. Well, then a lot of players, every time they died, they would just Alt F4 the game and say, oh, I lost connection. Can you get my stuff for me? Like we were their personal corpse rescues. So we don't do that anymore because people abused it. But if you've been offline for many, many hours and then suddenly you die and your Rust Plus tells you about it, let us know. We'll come save you. And again, we're still humans. We do have to sleep. So don't get mad at us if we're not awake at 4 o'clock in the morning. But we'll get to that topic in just a minute, because that is definitely in my notes. Yeah, adopted is definitely not human. He's adopted. All right, moving on. I lost my place here. Oh, um, breaking clan / team to circumvent our rules. This is gonna be a man. T sounds like an asshole topic right here. I may have to pass this off to Aliana. We this is the final warning. We're not warning you people anymore about this. Some of you know who you are. This whole, oh, we're not a clan, we're solo, just so you can go snag like 5 different custom build spots, and then come PvP day, oh look, you magically are a clan again. We're not playing this shit anymore. I've already talked to Nivix. It is very capable of us to add cooldowns into clanning, where if you leave a clan, I won't let you join a clan again for 10 more days. If you leave a team, I won't let you join a team for X more days. We can do all that stuff. So I almost just went ahead and pulled the trigger and did all that stuff. The admins, kind of convinced me to back off a little bit. Let's talk about this one last time to you people. Breaking the clan and team to circumvent our rules, that's exploiting. That does not fly. Again, some of the main offenders know who they are. Other people have done it too, but it's greedy, it's rude, it's just not fair to the other players. You're breaking up your clan so you can snag all the good spots on the map and do all this and all that, and then coming back together on PvP day so you can be a 10-man Zerg on a PvE server. That's just not cool. It's kind of douchey. I don't know if any other lead wants to add anything else to that, but I'm going to stop myself because I'm going to get rude. All right, moving on. Discuss all these third-party apps. So I don't know if you guys noticed this, but hopefully you didn't notice it. That means you're not using them. I have written some scripts that detect when you're using third-party apps, and they will mute you, or not mute you. They will warn you and then warn you again. And I think if you get 3 warnings, it'll kick you. And then if you get, I think, 5 warnings, it'll ban you. If you don't know what the third-party apps are, good. That means you're an honest player. But they're cheating. They're basically cheating. Anything that gives you an unfair advantage over other players is cheating in my eyes. Yeah, some of the features of those apps are more quality of life. They're not technically cheating. It doesn't matter. Some of the other features are straight up cheating. I mean, they're literally telling you, hey, a Bradley spawned and here's the location. Or, hey, you want to find something? Here's a vending machine search. And it's just cheating. It's not fair. Other players don't have that stuff, so you don't have it either. Like I said, we now have scripts that will detect that stuff and start banning people. It will give you some warnings first, though. Aliana, you want to let me take a couple sips of water and do your next one?
I do.
Okay.
And actually, I have one that's a little bit further down the line as well that I'll cover.
Okay.
So you can get like more than a couple sips of water.
Woo-woo.
So the build situation on our more populated servers, specifically main 1, has really gotten out of control. The amount of times that this wipe that we were panicking because our metrics were reading like scary low numbers is just way too much. So back in the day, always history with me. Back in the day, we had really stringent build rules. We were so on top of it. We would have everybody, like all the admins, we always would take time, fly the map every day. People would go and do an hour or 2 laps around the map and try to figure out who's breaking rules and pull things out of their bases. Really far back in the day, people, admins, you should just delete them. But we realized that there was just such bad experiences with the players. And the thing is that we're always going back and forth. Like, there are ways that we can force the matter. We can run a plugin that does it. We can run a plugin that only allows you to put 1 TC. There's a ways that we can force the matter, but we don't want to do that because it's restrictive. And I know that the folks that are coming to this meeting probably don't need to hear this, or probably have heard this about 8,000 times. But I mean, folks just need to do better. Everyone needs to do better. When it comes to the way that you build, consider the people around you. Consider where you're building. Oh my gosh.
And now there's a dead dog.
Sorry, consider the people around you. If you're on the river, you should not be building a massive base. There's going to be other people who also want to live on the river. And if you're all living on the river, then you guys are going to be lagging each other out. And it comes with some of the laggier entities. Most people who are building on the river are building a massive farm. We tried to, we have started or have been for over a year now, painting half of our coasts fresh. So you can go and live in the ocean and still have a massive farm without lagging everybody out. But if you're on the river and you have your farm base there, please do not also add 800 little RP bases around it. You don't, no one needs to do that. It's just not necessary. So I know that you guys that are here, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know that the folks of you who are here, you've heard this about 1,000 times. We don't want to have to take corrective action. If we see our server starting to have such performance issues like it has, we'll have to. We'll have to start putting down, grids that people can build in. We'll have to put in plugins. The other portion of what I wanted to mention is it's honestly not like, when I was doing, my chicken little dances with everybody about the server being on fire, people would be like, "Oh, is my base okay? Is my base okay?" It's honestly not. A lot of the cases, not any one person's base. It's a cumulative element of everybody else's bases adding on top of each other. So, your base may be fine, but the problem is that there's 3 or 4 more bases that are just like yours, and so they're so close together that basically you have become now a mega base because of how tight you guys are built. And the other thing is about building efficiently. I just want to quickly show, in case anyone doesn't know, a really simple setup for a garden. I'm just going to post a couple screenshots here. When you're gardening, I saw so many bases this wipe that have gardens, and they have a light on every single plot. And I've also seen houses that don't even have a garden that have a light on every single plot, and that's just not necessary. First of all, we have made simple lights dirt cheap. We have just absolutely hammered tea with making simple lights dirt cheap, so you can pick them up. They actually provide way better lighting, and they're more performance savvy than the ceiling lights because they are further reaching. So you can get simple lights for everything instead of having 8,000 ceiling lamps around your base on every single grid, and your base is an 11 by 12, and it's just super laggy to even look at your base. And then the other thing for farming, if you're looking at like a 3x3 plot, you only need 4 sprinklers and 4 lights. You don't need to have a sprinkler for every single one. And even on top of that, if you're running directly out of a powered pump, that will power into the sprinklers. So you can literally, with one pump, have continuous sprinklers on for 4 sprinklers. So you only need one pump for 9 plots and 4 lights and 4 sprinklers. So I'm happy to help anybody who has questions about this kind of stuff. There's a lot of things that people can be doing just within their own builds already to be better. Like, we ask the PvPers to keep their bases at a foundational level, but the RPers need to do the same. Stop carpeting your bases. Stop putting, you take advantage of our skin box to add your design element. Don't add 8,000 picture frames. Pick 2 or 3 that you really like. Everybody needs to do a little bit better, unless you're living out of a 2x2. So I'll post one more picture. I just got to look it up, so I'm actually going to stop talking so that I can pull that up. But I'm going to post one more picture just to show you what we posted to Main 1 earlier this wipe, so you can understand why we're being so serious about it. And I'll mention one more time, it's no one person. Like, when I post this picture, you guys are going to think, oh my god, look at this one specific base. But it's really not. The whole area was compounded by the fact that there was a monument that had spotlights on, which we turned off. But it's just, again, the overall quantity of bases and how tight they are on top of each other. So I hope that makes sense. We really, you guys don't need to hear it, but we have to say it because inevitably when we start actually having to take further action, like going back to the old ways of micromanaging builds or going back to adding plugins that are going to micromanage your builds, we're going to just hear complaints nonstop about it, and nobody wants to deal with that. And we want you guys to be able to have fun. We want you guys to be able to build creatively and enjoy yourself. I saw like 9 or 10 castles on Main 1 this wipe. Castles, and they're not even full of things, and the ones who tried to make it full of things just further added to the lag, because now they're adding a bunch of deployables and couches and pictures and lights and snow machines, and I hope you can hear our frustration.
So, Aliana, as a person that does electricity all the time, I just want to add clarity to your statement there for some of the people, because there are people calling it out in chat. The simple light entity is like the industrial light entity. They do not actually work on farms, just for your reference.
Right. I'm sorry if I misspoke. Simple lights for your base. Simple lights for your base. Ceiling lights for your farm, but you only need 4 if you line your stuff out in the 3x3 like I did. So, just be considerate about that kind of stuff, and it's even easier for you because you don't have to have a massive complex power system. You can just have even a couple solar panels because you're only running 4 lights.
The other thing that
So-
people may not be aware of is the fact that a change a while ago that Face Punch did is the test generator actually outputs 300 power and not 100 power like it used to. So keep that
Right.
in mind as well.
All of our quests give paper and blood. The raids give paper and blood. A test generator is attainable within 1 to 2 days of gameplay if you're playing heavily. And if you're not, I mean, you can still get it well before the end of the wipe. It's not hard to get 10 paper. It's really not, even if you're a casual player. Those values are low on purpose to allow people to do it. So, just please, we're appealing to you, especially main 1 folks. And, if it's going to continue happening because we're always going to have new players. Help us to inform them. It's easier to catch people on the front end than it is the back end, because that's the reason we stopped micromanaging builds. It's an endless fight for us, and people only walk away mad. So there's no way for us to do it right. It's maddening. And that's me done soapboxing. But like I said, if you want to know more about the pictures I just sent about gardening or how to set things up efficiently, please reach out to us. We want to help you, and everybody will feel better for it.
I'm going to add a couple things to that. Number one, Aliano talks extremely fast, so I want to make sure you guys caught the one little tiny sentence in there that was of utmost importance. Well, don't get me wrong, everything she said was important, but there was one part in there that's extremely important, and it went by so fast that almost I didn't even catch it. I make more than 50% of our oceans freshwater. So my question to the players, other than the fact, oh, I didn't know that, my question to the players would be, why are you guys all building on the river anyway? Like, what happens at that river that's so important? And again, this isn't to the new players because you probably didn't know what I just said. Okay, freshwater, perfect. So, like I just said, more than 50% of every single map I make freshwater. So in other words, all that shoreline out there is freshwater. All of it. Obviously not all of it, because I only said more than 50%, but you know what I'm saying. There is absolutely no reason to be living on the river. We put Bradleys in the river just to try to discourage people from building in the river. That didn't work. We decided to make the oceans freshwater to try to convince people and bribe them to get away from the rivers. For some reason, that's not working. Guys, get away from the rivers. They're not that great anyway. And I think I saw someone say pumpkins or something. Yeah, when I make the freshwater oceans, that makes pumpkins grow there too. Pumpkins and corn.
And to be fair, and I want to call it out to you really quickly here too, because I see some of the people in chat talking about it here. It literally takes 5 seconds to run a purifier. There is no reason why someone that is actually building a farm on a river can't use salt water as long as they put a purifier in the way.
Yeah, I saw someone or the doctor just said make more little lakes, and earlier someone else in the admin meeting said, why don't we just make more rivers? The answer is simple to both of those questions. I don't need to. I made the oceans freshwater. There's tons of rivers and lakes because the whole entire map is almost, river and lake. You can build on islands, you can build on the coast, you can build anywhere, and it's got fresh water right there for you. So you guys don't need to all crowd around the rivers. It is no joke. It's insane. And my first step is going to be to start putting no build zones along the rivers. So you guys go to build and you're going to be like, wait a minute, why the hell can't I build here? Because T put giant no build zones around the rivers now to start spreading people out on purpose. The next step after that would be, we have to get rid of some plugins that we do like so that we can make room for some new plugins. And those new plugins will be building restrictions on TCs, on how much you can build. We don't want to do all that crap. All that does is piss people off and make them leave the server. And I don't want people to leave the server, but I can't keep having this. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but it actually extremely affects server performance. Now, I had to explain this to some of the admins the other day, and I'm going to explain it here in the meeting. There's 3 levels of performance in this game. You have your client, which is your computer. You have the server, which is another computer. and then you have rustdedicated.exe, which is actually what you think of as the server, which would be, you know, the server running. That's the software that is running. So I'm going to tell you right now, and Wookie, as an IT professional, can easily back me up. It is physically impossible for anything we do, short of lighting it on fire, for us to lag the actual server, like the box. Physically impossible. Wookie,
Yeah, I could literally run, like, I could probably run coin clients to actually make money for the server based on how much
Yeah.
leftover load there is. That's how much there is.
It's insane.
I know a few ways.
So in the scenario I'm about to describe to you, which is worst case, I think the server was at like 10% processor usage. Like, we cannot lag the server, period. That's why I always get so smart ass when people are like, this server size laggy. No, it's not. It's not the server, it's you. But I will cave in on one point. It can be the server, but not the machine. It's called rustdedicated.exe. That's what's running. That's what you're playing on when you log into my server. You're connecting to that app. That can only handle so much too. It runs on Unity, which isn't the best. All kinds of physics crashes and all kinds of other stupid shit. But that can only handle so much. So when I say, like, oh, we can't install more plugins, the server can't handle it, or when I say, oh, you guys are causing performance hits on the server, when all those comments I make are towards rustdedicated.exe. Now, here's the sad part, and this is how I put it to the admins the other day. Like I said, there's three things when it comes to performance: client, server, and then the actual software. Sadly, the one thing that we cannot lag is the one thing that we have 100% control over. That would be the box. If it's not good enough, we can always buy a better one. God knows Doc and Choke will make sure that happens. We have 100% control over the box. Sadly, that thing has a 0% chance of ever being the problem. Now, most of the problems actually come from your client. Your client can't load all the sign images and all the skinned doors and all the anime girl boxes, or I guess those would be doors. Your client, all the 50 million bases that are crowded around the river, your client can't generate all that shit fast enough, so you get timed out. You get what's called a Steam authentication thing, or you get, whatever those things are that kick you off the server. That's your client. Sadly, 90% of the problems are client side. And guess what type of problem we have zero control over? That would be the client. So the real shitty thing about running servers like this is the one thing that we have complete control over has a 0% chance of ever being the problem. The one thing that is like 90% chance of being the problem, we have zero control over. That would be your client. Where we can meet in the middle is we do have control a little bit over rustdedicated.exe. We can't optimize their game for them, so we don't have full control over it. So I'd say 50-50. It's not the most optimized game in the world, so it can't handle too much shit. But at the same time, we have a little bit of control because we can, make our maps less dense. We can put less NPCs on the map. We can make raid bases less. We can do all those things to help mitigate some of the performance problems in Rust itself. That's the actual software, not our server. So with that said, the reason I even gave this entire speech, it is a proven fact. This is directly from the mouth of Facepunch, and I've said this at meetings before. I'll say it again. This is right from Facepunch themselves. They said the number one cause of performance issues, and remember, I'm talking the software, not our box. The number one cause of performance issues is player structures, player buildings. Every tick, I'm sure a lot of you tech guys know what ticks are. Every tick that the software makes, where it's doing things, it's decaying your bases. It's making sure animals respawn. It's making sure it ticks. The server doesn't constantly do stuff as that software is running. It has what's called a tick, and every time it ticks, it does a bunch of shit it needs to do. Every time it ticks, it has to look at every single structure, every single piece, every wall, every foundation, every sign, every rug, every door, everything. It has to look at all that stuff. So think about that for a second. That's why we bitch so much about these bases. That's why we bitch so much about why did you build a 10 by 10 by 30 tower that has nothing in it but 3 boxes? You're literally killing server performance. By the way, check Discord. That's a true story. That base was on our map this wipe. 4 boxes and a TC. And the base you see in the background is also that person's base too, which is full of stuff. Nothing in that. Completely empty. Anyway, the point being is our metrics this wipe were tanking hard, real hard. Main one's metrics were so critical that they fell below the threshold where I have the server set to actually notify me on my cell phone. Hey, server critical, server critical, server critical. I actually turned the shit off because I got sick of hearing it. That was main one every single day for probably Eliana, like the last 5 days or so.
Yep.
Every single day, main one was literally at a critical level as far as server performance goes. And again, remember what I said, not the box. Box was doing fine. I think main one was using 4.8% processor the entire time. That's not the box. But main one was choking to death. Now, some might say, well, how do you know it's us? How do you know it's not all your plugins? Or how do you know it's not this giant, 50K entity map that you made? Well, it's real easy because I happen to have 4 duplicate servers, 2 of which are running on the exact same box. Main 1 and main 2 are on the same box, same machine, same setup, same map, same plugins, same everything. And guess what? Main 2, perfectly fine this entire wipe. Had no problems. Main 2 didn't even get half as low as main 1 did. Main 1 was literally choking. In Terminus and Light, no point even discussing them. There was no problems there. So that is 100% proof that it's the players building too big, deploying too much stuff that's causing performance issues. Now that critical status that it reached, I don't know how you guys didn't feel lag. I mean, if you did, hey, thanks for not, yelling at me for it, because honestly, it stresses me out. When you guys lag, it stresses me out because I want you guys to play in a nice place. But the fact that you guys didn't bitch about a lag, it actually was really shocking this wipe because, like I said, main 1 was very critical for probably the last 5 days. I don't know how anybody wasn't lagging. And every bit of that was caused by player builds. Every single bit of it was by player builds. With that said, I'm going to break from my notes for a second. Might as well tackle this topic. Transfers. We do still offer server transfers. Transfers are only from main 1 to main 2 or from main 2 to Light. For those that don't know, main 2 is the exact same setup as main 1. The only difference being is, well, hell, look at right now even. Main 1 has 75 players. Main 2 has 39. So main 2 has about half the population. Most of the people that are on main 2 actually are the old veterans that got sick of all the all the giant structures and all the spam of buildings and stuff, and decided they got sick of waiting in line for Bradleys and waiting in line for monuments and waiting in line for oil rigs. And a lot of the veteran players fled to main 2 where they don't have to wait for stuff anymore. It's performance right now. I can tell you right now, okay, right now, as I'm looking at it, main 1 is 7 points away from critical where it would start notifying my cell phone. Main 2 is almost triple that statistic. So main 1 is at 27 right now. At 20, it starts notifying me. Main 2 is at 63. Light and Terminus are in the 70s, which is normal, by the way. Anything over like 50, 60 is insanely good. Anything between like 30 to 60 is actually normal for like a lower end server. Anything under 30 is fucking scary, and anything under 20, I'm surprised you're not crashing. So just remember that right now. Main 2 just dropped to 20, or main 1 just dropped to 25 as I was talking. So it is literally 5 points away from critical right now, just because of y'all's builds being so big and so spread out and just so many of them. You don't need 5 bases. You don't need to build, giant towers that are empty except for 4 boxes.
Just to reiterate, like I know that the people who are in this meeting, you guys hear this every single wipe, but it's just we're just that desperate to have something done to make it better. So
honestly, yeah,
you guys.
We're literally bitching at most of the people that don't do it. If you're vested in our community enough to join these meetings every month, you're probably not the problem anyway. So I know it feels kind of shitty. It's like I'm punishing the class for one bad kid,
Yeah, but with that said, these people can be our voices to those that are not in the meeting, that don't show up to the meeting, and they understand the ins and outs of the server for us as well.
That was literally my next sentence. Exactly. Perfect point. So you guys always help us with answering questions and stuff and being friendly to players. Do us a favor, help spread the word about this. I mean, it is becoming a serious problem. And again, it's not the box. I cannot, Doc and Choke can't buy us a bigger box. It's not the box. It's y'all's builds. You got to stop. You have to stop. The next step is I'm going to have to physically stop you. And I don't want to do that. I want you guys to have fun. I don't want to sit there and micromanage how you play a video game. That's not fair. But I can't have you causing everybody else to crash because you want to build a 7,000 entity base for no reason, just for yourself to live out of. It's not fair. So, all right, moving on. Sorry that was such a shitty topic, but it's got to be discussed. Let's get out. I'm so lost. I don't even know where the hell I was. Oh yeah, that was Aliana's build restriction topic. Okay. The next one is we are not lawyers, and we are not going to draft up a 79-page terms of service agreement. Players wanted less rules and more refined rules, especially since they never read them anyways. So we did so. Now players demand, well, I don't see that specifically written in the rules where I couldn't spell the N-word with numbers, so technically it's not the N-word, so show me where it says that in your rules. Well, we get that kind of ticket like all the time. Like, I didn't see that specifically in your rules where it says exactly this, exactly, no, that's not how this works. That's why we made our rules so general. The main rule is just don't be a dick. So we had a couple tickets. That's what sparked this note for me. We had a couple of tickets. I don't even remember what they were. Maybe another admin does, but literally just like, well, that's not specifically written out in your rules that way. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm an admin. I'm telling you that's the rule. So
yeah, this dude got banned for saying the N-word in team chat, like referring to like someone else or a base or something. So he opened a ticket, like, but I wasn't talking to somebody, but I said it a certain way. But that's not the context I was using. It doesn't matter. You said it. Yeah. Our filters caught it.
All right, moving on. Okay, that note right there. Remind me. I'm going to save that for a little bit later. Remind me on that one. Okay, so next one is Aliana, that's your note. The bot is down. DDoS. What? Oh, that's the link.
You can skip that. It's not important anymore. Thought it was going to still be down by this week.
Thank God it's not.
Yeah. I will say, I think, I don't know if I put it into a separate note or not. I do want to just tell people. So I've had some various feedback about the bot. The new support system. I just want to let you guys know, like, for us, it's helpful. It's when we get tickets, sometimes people will just be like, hello. And it's like, okay, how can I help you? And the thing is, we have 4 servers, so if we don't know who you are, we can't even begin to start helping you until we do that. And then, there's other things like transfers, which, there are X amount of questions that we ask every single transfer. And so, back in the day, it used to be like, okay, and this, and this, and this. And now we have a form that you get to fill out and tell us specifically what we need to know. The support bot changes are necessary for us for efficiency. You get a miner's hat or something for linking. So I mean, it's nice for you guys because you get new stuff and easy stuff. I've also had some people say that they had not signed up because of concerns for like security. When the bot first came on, I can understand. Like I had to make a couple changes to it because it was saying this bot can join Discord servers for you. This bot we'll see what servers you're in. None of that's turned on our server. It's all turned off. All it does is basically have you log into Steam the same as you do if you vote for us, and then have that bounce against what you're using in Discord. So the API to log into Steam or Discord when utilized by another site is going back through Steam or Discord. Like we're not getting any of that information. So I get that it's kind of a pain to get signed up for it, but I promise you it's extremely necessary for us. And unfortunately, if it's not something that you're not on board to do, then it's going to hamper your ability to get support from us. It's just one of those things. So I hate to be so non-negotiable about that, but it's worth saying that it's here to stay, and it's a better system for us, bar none. There's no contesting that.
It's a better system for them too because it helps us help you quicker. Every support ticket we ever got, we always had to say, what server are you on? What's your in-game name? What's this? What's that? We don't have to do any of that now. It automatically, so when you link your account, it automatically tells us what server you're on of ours, because it links with our Battlemetrics system, which is our admin tool. It tells us what server you're on. It tells us what your Discord name is. It tells us what your in-game name is. It even provides us a link to your profile in our admin tools so that we can just pull up your history and see, oh yeah, look, Tanya just told this guy the other day about this. Cool, perfect. So it does all that for us. So in other words, if you answer the questions it asks you, your ticket comes in instantly, giving us all the information we need to know. That's why it's also critical you pick the right button. Don't click staff application and then type help, I fell under the map. It gives us all that critical information, and it saves time. So I can literally already be logging in and teleporting to your location before I even have a chance to type back to you, because now I have all that information. It's that important. I'll tell you right now, I was actually kind of insulted and ticked off. I had someone, and it wants me to, log in on Steam on their website and blah, blah, blah. I don't trust that. That's kind of sus. Like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? Like, you know how many websites out there use Steam authentication API? That's like a public thing that any website can integrate into their website. And I promise you, Steam does not give those websites any of your information. It's just like when you log in through PayPal to buy something. It's not like you're giving the vendor your PayPal information. It's handled through a third party, which is PayPal. When you log in through Steam on our website, it's handled through Steam. I have no control over that. I lost my password to my alt account when I was trying to practice and test this stuff the other day, and I couldn't make it work because I couldn't find my password. It's Steam. It's not under my control. It's under Steam's control. With that said, I tried 3 different times with 3 different accounts. I used my main account, I used my alt account, I used my son's account. I tried 3 different browsers. This system worked 100% for me on all 3. Now, with that said, I did make sure before I started it, I turned off uBlock, AdBlock, whatever. I turned off pop-up blockers and stuff like that. I turned all that stuff off. I didn't turn it off. I just whitelisted our website. I hate to sound cocky. If you're having a problem with the linking system, it's probably your browser or something that you didn't click right or something. Again, I tested it with my account, my alt account, and my son's account in 3 browsers. I used Chrome, I used Firefox, and I used Edge. And it worked in all 3 perfectly fine. So if you're having issues, get with me. If all else fails, I could get into the database and just delete your record, so you can just start it over and do it again. I'm willing to work with you. If you're having issues, just obviously you can't put a ticket in, so get with me some other way. But I'll work with you and try to fix it up for you. And no, I didn't try Opera. I guess Briscoe can test that out for us. But I promise you it works, and I promise you it doesn't give us your data, like Aliana said. I know I'm just restating what she said, but it's extremely helpful to us. You guys do not understand how helpful this new system is to us. So please just bear with us. Everybody will get used to it. All right, moving on. Where was I? Oh, you already did that one. That's the gardening one.
You can skip the next 2.
Okay, the next 2. Oh, yeah, I can. Well, not the Heli Tower one.
We already talked about it.
We did?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Don't build Heli Towers. We give you a free one, and it's invincible. There's no reason to build a Heli Tower. This next thing, it's not even a note. I just want to post this. I mean, you know what's funny? I blurred the person's name out, but there's no point now because he's been permabanned as of today. But that's ridiculous. That's just absolutely ridiculous. Let me reiterate the... it used to be a written rule, and I re-added it to the rules now because of this ticket. We absolutely do not tolerate false accusations of admin abuse on our servers, in our Discord, in general chat, anywhere. And when I said the word false. If you catch one of my admins doing, pardon my language, you catch one of my admins doing some fuck shit, let me know. They will tell you themselves. I monitor them closely, and I do not play. Probably every admin in this channel at some point has gotten a DM from me like, hey, what was that about? Like catch them doing something like, oh, I mean, it's always been innocent. They were helping a player or whatever. And I monitor everything. I watch everything they do. I get notifications if they touch a player. I get giggity. I get notifications if they look in your inventory. I get notifications if they click an admin button or an admin ability. I get notifications when they turn off an admin ability. I get notifications for all that stuff. Seriously, it's no joke. Like the leads, they get to see some of the notifications I see, and they can tell you right now the shit can get spammy sometimes. It's like, okay, calm down. Like, if they're truly helping a player, and it just starts spamming notification. Hey, he's doing this. We're like, yeah, we know. It's okay. We watch everything. The point being is, if you have a real accusation of an admin abusing something or cheating or whatever, tell me. Find me. Hey, if you can't put a ticket in because you're scared, maybe it was a lead admin doing it and you're really scared. Hey, T, I'd like to talk to you about something. And if I blow you off, no offense, I get these all the time. If I blow you off, just keep at it. Hey, T, you really need to talk to me. Okay, cool. I'll talk to you. come talk to me. I have fired lead admins before. My who I called my internet best friend. My internet best friend used to be a lead admin and is no longer. One of the very first lead admins we ever had is definitely no longer and will never be allowed here again. I fired other admins before. I've gotten rid of admins. I always tell the story. I had an admin use NoClip to go from one iceberg to the next because he or she did not feel like, falling down into the water. I don't play that shit. You catch one of my admins cheating, tell me. I will deal with it. I promise you. But on the converse, do not accuse my team, especially out in open chat like that. If you want to come to me with the accusation, that's fine. But out in open chat, do not accuse my team of abusing their abilities or cheating without some kind of proof to back it up, or you will find yourself on the end of that punishment. I don't tolerate that crap. You can destroy a server, absolutely destroy a server with that kind of poison. You make that comment and a bunch of new players are on and they see it and they believe it. You can literally destroy a server by saying that kind of stuff. And so I will not tolerate it, period. Again, if you have proof, come to me. I will definitely help you and deal with that. And this is the conversation that sparked off that rant. If you're scrolling by fast. Moving on. Oh, please actually answer the questions in the support request things you do. I keep seeing players that just type their entire help. I died in a raid and spent 4 hours returning to it, and now my stuff is gone. And I swear, if you don't spawn it for me, I'll never come back this wipe. This is so stupid. As an answer to the question, what server are you on? When our support bot asks you questions, just answer that question. I promise you, it's going to ask you for what your problem is in just a second. It just wants to get some other information first. I keep seeing it. The first question is, what server are you on? And then players type their whole damn paragraph in that question. And then it's just answer the questions. I promise you, it's going to ask you what you need to tell us. So yeah, do that. Next note. This is in all caps, so I guess I really meant this one. Stop carrying everything you own on you at all times. Players who say, I lost everything I had, are either lying or they're terrible at video games. We provide 2 backpacks, technically. One of them is a skill. So that would be a total of 84 slots of inventory that you do not lose when you die. So that's basically the equivalent of a rich person saying that they carry their entire life savings on the roof of their car and then getting mad that it blew off on the highway. Like, what the fuck, people? So there is absolutely no excuse for the phrase, I lost everything. You literally have 84 non-dropping slots available to you if you pick that skill. If you don't pick the skill, you still get 42. Put stuff in your backpack. Why are you carrying everything in your main inventory? That to me just screams laziness. Like, oh, my backpack filled up and I didn't feel like going back to my base. Well, then don't get mad when you lose everything, You can't blame us.
I want to jump on that a little bit too. That includes during grading. Like, there's no point to have your entire stack of rockets, an entire stack of C4 or whatever on your person while you're raiding a base. Have a couple, pull out 5 rockets, 6 rockets, whatever. Use them, and then, okay, I need a couple more rockets. Pull a few more out. What's the couple seconds that it takes to open up your backpack and pull out a couple rockets, as opposed to suddenly you die and then the server for whatever reason crashes or resets, or you crash and can't get back in, and now you just lost all of your rockets. Like, we're not going to replace that stuff. Even if you have a recording, it's like you were the idiot who had this stuff on you. So
yeah, there's literally no excuse to carry everything you own in your main inventory. So yep, that's exactly what the tickets look like too. What that guy just typed in all caps, that's exactly what they look like when they come in. So yeah. Okay, let's move on to some positive stuff. Well, one positive thing. I spent last night cramming as hard as I could, so I'm not done with it yet. But Terminus quests have been revamped, and they will be live on ForceWipe. Woohoo! Come on, rejoice. Where's my Terminus people at? Come on. Hook it up, brother. Hook it up. Yay! I want
other quests too.
Yeah, hey, let me.
Okay.
I still want to do more. I like some of the ones I deleted because they're freaking pointless on Terminus. I want to come up with something different to make for those quests. So I do want to do more. I took a lot of the quests that what I say deleted, I meant like ones like craft this or craft that. You obviously just can't. I can't just change the reward. Those quests can't be done on Terminus. So I got rid of those. But some of the other quests that give you like gears and pipes and stuff that you guys can't use, I revamped them to give you more useful stuff like doors and boxes and locks and stuff like that. So I revamped a bunch of Terminus quests last night, and they will be live on the Force Wipe. Y'all don't let me forget to ban Adopted from Terminus before the night's out.
I'll remind you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll set a timer.
Oh, and get Sumi too, now that he reminded me.
Sumi, you can build half a base. That's it.
Ah.
You can build half, and Adopted would have to build the other half, but he's not there anymore.
Sorry, Sumi, I couldn't hear you because you were yelling in all caps. That talk a little louder. Okay, so moving on. Moving on to the next one. Decay scale increase. We are going to increase the decay scale on all servers. That sounds really scary at first. It even sounded scary to the admins. Let me explain what that means. Let me explain what it means. Because it doesn't mean it doesn't affect upkeep. It doesn't affect your base and blah, blah, blah. Decay scale just means it's actually a vanilla config variable. So it's not like a plugin or nothing like that. It's basically it's how fast your stuff decays when it is decaying. So all these, all these deployables being left out over the map, and all these little, shell bases that somebody emptied everything out, and I don't feel like removing it. I'll just let it decay. By the way, that's a real thing that happens. But we remember that one yesterday, Mac, the giant metal base.
Oh yeah.
This must have been like
was it like nothing in it? It was just sitting there, and it's like, the fuck is this for? It's like,
yeah,
bruh, like
it
you have
was like
a whole
an
separate base.
It was like an 8x10 by like 6-story solid metal honeycombed base. No doors, no windows, no boxes, no TC, no nothing. And the player just, I'm going to move elsewhere, and just left it to decay. Like, we'll just leave all these entities here. Of course, it was on main one. Anyway, the point being is we're going to increase the decay scale. It just speeds up the decay, basically. So if your stuff starts decaying, it's going to decay faster. So you might want to keep upkeep in your shit. So how do they get those resources? Yeah, they're high level. It's the end of the wipe. People up there in level 100 and something and put all their points into mining and stuff like that. And you can get pretty high level stuff. So, all right, moving on. I'm trying to figure out which one of these I want to discuss first. I'm going to skip the river thing because we just discussed the river issues earlier. Basically, if I have to, I'll start putting no build zones on rivers so you guys can't build all up on top of each other's butts. So please stop doing that. The new quest NPCs. So, Aliana, the new quest stuff's going live at Force Wipe, right? All that?
Yeah, it should be ready to go.
So we did a bunch of revamping of the quest. I guess Aliana has it all typed up somewhere, but
yeah, I mean, there's a spreadsheet. Do you mean just to put that so that people get a sneak peek?
Yeah, what the hell? Go ahead. Post in. Yeah, what the hell? Let's reward these people for being in the meeting. How about that?
Yeah, listening to 30 minutes of us complaining. Thank you for that.
We got to have something positive at some point, right?
Dear God, please be edit only. Or I mean, view only. I'm pretty sure the link's right.
We can always praise main 2 for being the better main.
The too long didn't read of this is we wanted to build some quests around our skills plugins. There's new things that people are speccing into, and we want to give you a chance to enjoy that. So we've added more fishing quests. We've added more farming quests on the roads for the people who like to run roads. Actual farming quests are back. They were broken for a long time, and we had to retest them all, and they're all back, and they all give awesome RP rewards, including things like DLC that you might not have access to. Some of the older quests are still there. One of the biggest changes is the removal of Paul Bunyan and Fred Flintstone. I know that's going to break some of you guys' hearts, but hear me out and let me explain why. Those quests were difficult for us to balance. The main reason is that we wanted them to take an entire wipe to do. For some people who are hardcore players, they got it done in a day. For players who were casual, it could not get it done at all, or they would get it done at the end of the wipe. It was just too far of a spread, and we never intended it to be that way. We could not tool it up because of the hardcore players, otherwise the casuals would never be able to accomplish it. So we instead have split it out into a daily type system. So there is still a version of those. You can do them every single day, and it will equal out to the reward. that you were getting. There's also other quests that have been added in to help supplant some of the things that you're losing on that. Somebody mentioned, please make sure we're getting RP. Almost all of the killing quests have had RP added to them. Please make sure we're getting XP. The XP is on every single one of these. So you can look through the spreadsheet. It's a lot easier than the GUI. We did reorganize these a little bit by their type, so you can hopefully see it a little bit better. We can't do much about the UI. It's just how it is for the plugin. But we really hope that you guys like the variation and the capability of having some more things to do, and continue playing with that. And I'm not going to cover the next part too. That's
all right. I got it. We also have a new. I'm gonna brag on this. We are gonna be the first Rust server. I guarantee you for this. We also have a new MMO style quest. We've figured out a tricky way to basically come up with some MMO RPG style quests, and let me explain how. So we found a way to actually kind of smash invisible vending machines into any object. Actually, I just discovered that last night. So I could turn a rock into a freaking vending machine if I wanted to. So what we've done with that is we've made some custom NPCs. We've dressed them up to look cool, like a quest guy, and we've placed them in places. And here's the nutshell of it. So the initial run of this, and if this works out good, we'll add some more. But here's the initial run of it. First of all, we needed an item that you just can't obtain in the game because otherwise you could cheat at the quest. And the way we're doing this, the reason why I'm even mentioning vending machines is because there's only a set number of actions that this plugin can monitor for quests. Gathering stuff, killing stuff, recycling stuff, blowing stuff up, whatever. One thing it can monitor is buying things from a vending machine. So that gave us an idea. I can turn anything into a vending machine. I can use items that you can't obtain by other forms so that I make sure you're legitimately doing things the right way. And we've turned that into almost like a chain of quests where you have to go, quote unquote, rescue an NPC. So what it boils down to for the initial one is we have 3 NPCs made, an easy, a medium, and a hard. These NPCs are not there to fight. They don't fight you. They don't attack you. They just stand there. And you have to go to them and you have to, quote unquote, buy the object off of them. That's how the quest tracks what you're doing. That's how the quest knows that you went and talked to the NPC, basically. That's the only way we can make it know that you've talked to an NPC is by you buying something off the NPC. So I'll go ahead and spill the beans on what the three quests are. I'm not going to tell you where they're at. That's the tricky part too. Is I also had Nivix custom code our plugin so that those quest NPCs do not broadcast their vending to the map. So you will not see them on the map where they're at. But so basically the quest right now is the first quest guy. I think the first quest was Where's Waldo, right?
Yep.
So Where's Waldo? You have to bring Waldo an apple. So you take an apple, just a regular old apple, and you go find Waldo. Let's just say you're going to have to do something to get to Waldo. He's not just going to be standing on a mountaintop somewhere. You bring him an apple, and what that translates into is you buy what he's selling for an apple. He's selling a pair of dog tags, white dog tags. And don't get rid of those because the next tier quest is the princess is in another castle. So now you got to go find the princess. You take those white dog tags to the princess, and she's going to sell you something for those white dog tags, which will be a different color dog tags. And again, we're just using these because you can't get them any other way, so it's a perfect item to use. Once you find her, and again, just like with Waldo, she's not going to be just standing out in the open. You have to work to get to her. And obviously with her being the tier 2 quest, she's going to be a little harder to find. You sell or you buy a pair of blue dog tags from her with those white ones. So don't get rid of the white ones that you got from Waldo. And then you come back, turn that quest in. And the tier 3 quest will be Carmen Sandiego. You got to go find Carmen Sandiego. And she is obviously going to be in a much harder place to get to. And once you, yep, there you go. See, good minds think alike. She's going to sell you a pair of red dog tags for your blue ones that you got from the princess. And then that's the final quest for that part. And obviously, the quest rewards are bigger and bigger for each one. Yeah, you know what's funny, Briscoe, is when I said to name we're gonna name the last one Carmen San Diego. I was like, well, only the old people are gonna figure that one out, but whatever. Anyway, so that's the quest. We are working, and it'll probably hopefully next Force Wipe in September, or not September, but October. I am working on making the ultimate quest, like the final quest, like the one all be all final quest. Which would be like, you know, you have to kill a boss NPC, like rescue the NPC from the boss. Like the boss has him in a prison cell, you know, behind him type thing. Kill the boss NPC, you know, quote unquote, rescue the quest NPC from the cage type thing. And that'll get you some good rewards, you know, like some skill points and all that kind of shit too. So that is not implemented yet, but the other three are. The tier 1, 2, and 3 are implemented. They will be live on Force Wipe. It is a new system, so bear with me. I have tested it. It works. It's really cool. If there's any bugs or glitches, though, just bear with me. We're trying to get it all sorted out. So hopefully you guys are excited about all the new quests and all the changes and stuff.
Yeah, we're literally working on this up until the point that we all logged off last night. It's been a month-long process just to test and make sure everything's working. This plugin breaks on its own, like just randomly sometimes, but everything should be good, and we'll continue working through implementations. I do want to correct myself, which called me out or reminded me. I said fishing quests were added. Fishing quests are coming, more of them. We have 3. I'm sorry, we have 4. But we're gonna add more. Back in the day, they didn't. Other fish didn't trigger, and now they do. So we'll get those added. And in the meantime, there's at least 4 of them that are guaranteed working.
Can you hit the next topic? I have a major sneeze coming, and I can't get it to come.
Yeah.
That's
Sure. So, oh, you okay? All right. So T mentioned this in the last server meeting. I'm a little concerned. Okay, whatever. I'm covering it. T mentioned this in the last server meeting that we were looking to potentially expand to bring in some people to help us with map testing. Map testing's so hard. There's so many things that can go wrong with the map being placed. The way that we want this to look has to be really controlled. I mean, the problem is that when we used to involve players in testing in the past, they weren't actually taking the time to do proper testing procedures. They're mostly just kind of flying the maps, figuring out where they wanted to build, figuring out how the monuments worked, you know, all those kinds of things. And, you know, then we'd end up with a giant hole in our map that somehow nobody saw, despite having been on our test server for hours. We've really buttoned down our process. T's featured it in the past about what we do with testing. It's actually really procedural and really you know, regimental about how we go about making sure that the maps are good quality. And even then, with that and hours and hours and hours from all the admins, we still miss things. So we do want to bring in more people. More eyes will help us, especially the kind of people who tend to find out how to break our things. That kind of thing is very helpful. That said, though, for the people that we take in, and we'll probably make at least one more post before we actually release this to folks to sign up. But for the people that we take in, I just want to kind of clarify for you guys. First rule is you and your affiliations do not get to live in custom built spots for the first 48 hours. That's the rule that admins have to follow, and with you having access to the map, that would be a rule that you would have to follow as well. And the same kind of thing goes for your friend. Like, you can't just test and then suddenly your clanmate has a custom build spot, and oh, they're not your clanmate this wipe until after 48 hours, and suddenly they are again. We will be watching that kind of thing. So that's the first thing. The second thing is this is not like a niche type of thing. If you apply for it and we accept you, we expect to actually have you testing our server, and we'll have to train you how to do that. You know, that will be an involved process where we have to go through all of that. And, you know, in the event that you sign up and you're not actually doing it, well then you know, you would probably be removed from that role. I mean, it's nothing personal. It's just more so that we're not going to take a lot of people for this. We don't want a lot of people. And the other thing is, we really only need specific types of people for this. So if you requested to join and you're not picked, please understand there's a lot of things that go into the process of us picking who we're going to work with. And, you know, it's nothing personal to you, but just, yeah, more to come on it as we finally finish nailing it all out. But yeah, that's something that we're working on.
All right. I think that is my last note, isn't it?
I think so.
All right. Any leads have anything they want to bring up?
I did,
Well,
but
you
I
haven't-
forgot it.
You haven't heard from me enough today, but I'm gonna just say the same thing that I always say, and T actually asked me to call this out specifically. So, I've had to go to a lot of servers to report people from our server sometimes. We've had kind of a few extra cheaters this last month. Some of you guys might have realized. I just want to tell you, like, strolling through their discords and seeing the kinds of people there, it's actually kind of sickening to me. The average Rust player and the average Rust experience is so just negatively toxic. I mean, it's like a cesspool going into some of those other servers, and I wanted to just call out how I mean, I say the same thing every meeting, but how much I appreciate being able to help contribute to a community like we have here, and the kinds of folks who make this up. I mean, you know, we get to see the same people wipe after wipe, which is awesome. And you know, some of you guys I know really well, and others I don't. But you know, we see you guys helping each other. We see you guys lending an ear. You know, and it's just really refreshing to be part of a community that, you know, has somehow managed to turn one of the most toxic games that's out there into a really, you know, heartfelt type of community. So just want to say thank you guys for doing that. Thank you for that, and you know, really appreciate just the way that you guys communicate and lift each other up. That said, on the other flip side of that, tomorrow's PvP day. Please keep your cool. It's just one day. It's just pixels. You know, all the things we always say. Please please be respectful. You never know what kind of horrible day someone's having. You never know that, and you just, you know, just be responsible about how you treat other people online. It's not that hard. You know, a lot of people play video games to get away from things. So being part of a community where we are helping have fun, that's awesome. And thank you for helping facilitate that.
I just remembered what I was gonna say.
Hey.
Raid bases. I've been revamping all of our raid bases, creating new ones, bunch of shit like that. Y'all are still welcome to hop on the build server, build a raid base, post it to the submission channel, and I'll get around to looking at it and snagging it up if it meets requirements. If it doesn't meet requirements, I typically message whoever built it and like, hey, this needs fixed, that needs fixed, or something like that. One thing to add is if the map is not the standard just like flat map with like 2 islands, let us know and don't start building, because I hate, like, I noticed it and then I had T swap the map back because I guess there was some sort of issue, and Zetter's base ended up getting deleted, so we ended up losing out on that base, and it looked like a really nice base. So I just hate for anyone else to get hit with that or any problems. But yeah, I mean, if players want to hop on, build raid bases, I would love it, because right now I'm basically keeping our bases alive. So
Cool.
And you're doing a damn good job of it, and the players are noticing.
To the chat scrolling by about grenades taking craft time, we have certain items that take craft time because there's a skill that decreases craft time, and we had to have a reason for that skill. I can tell you right now, we don't alter the vanilla craft time of those items, and whatever they take crafting time is just whatever Face Punch made them take crafting time. We didn't change any of that stuff. We have a plugin called Instant Craft, and we have a blacklist in that plugin of things that you don't want the plugin to affect. And those things have been added to that blacklist so that people can use the crafting speed skill to remedy that. Again, if something is taking 10 seconds and you think it should take 4 seconds, that's a Face Punch thing, not us. All right, moving on. Any other leads have anything else?
Be kind to each other.
Anybody that has anything to say about raid-based loot, I suggest you go up to General in the chat in Discord here. Click the pinned messages, scroll past mine, and click on Aliana's.
I was actually.
I'm gonna get that out before we even start the Q&A. If anybody has anything to say about raid-based loot, this is going to be your answer right here. So you can I'll save you asking the question. Here it is, right here. That link I just posted, that's your answer to any raid-based loot question, except for Terminus, which we're still working on that. Terminus does have custom raid-based loot already, but we're working on tweaking it. You're not going to like what we're doing, though. Raid-based loot on Terminus is actually coming down. It's way too high. So I don't think you really want to remind me on that one.
On a side note, for those of the folks that raid on our servers, start poking mediums again. Let me know how the loot feels in those, because those have been adjusted. So despite everything T just said, if it is a medium base and I ask you, that's fine. You tell me and talk to me about it. It's okay. I want the questions. I want to know how you feel about it. Because yes, we've heard you folks complaining about the fact that mediums feel like they're really not quite there. Once you can get to it, just do hards up. I want mediums to feel a little more worthwhile again. So poke at them again, please. Let us know.
Also, everybody, for the force wipe, we already have confirmed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plugins are supposed to break. We already had Nivix preemptively, quote unquote, fix them. Obviously, you can't test that yet because it hasn't happened, but hopefully those fixes work. If not, just know if you're ever going to actually heed our warnings that we give on wipe day about don't do anything crazy, just bear with us until you get the all clear. This wipe will definitely be one of the ones you want to heed those warnings on, because a lot of shit's going to break. They're changing stuff on the map, so I know my map's going to break and I'm going to have to fix that. They're changing stuff with boxes, so for God knows what, it could break half our damn plugins for all we know. They're changing stuff. They're changing the AI, so it's going to break every plugin that has to do with AI. They're changing all kinds of shit. They're really going to fuck us up this force wipe. So you guys need to be real careful and pay attention to our warnings. I start seeing supply signals going and people cashing in their votes and people building their bases and doing this and that. And you may lose it, so you might want to pay attention to that. Wait for the all clear thing. This wipe is definitely going to be a nasty one.
Yeah, I was going to add to, I don't know what your decision was on this, but of course, Furnace Splitter is going to be one of those other ones that's going to be dead in the water because of the changes with
Well, I
Furnace.
mean, it absolutely has to, because there's nothing to split to now. Furnaces only
Exactly.
have one slot, so yeah. I didn't even mention it in the meeting just because that's a given. There's no way we can have Furnace Splitter if there's nothing to split. So yeah, they're changing furnaces, they're changing everything. So we don't have a choice. This is Facebook, not us. So we'll do the best we can. I'm sure there's going to be a mess on Thursday, so just be ready for that. I've already started drinking Pepto, and it's not even the end of Tuesday yet. So be ready for that. And bear with us. Remember, we're people. This stuff stresses us out a lot. So I know you're anxious to play and get on with stuff, but trust me, I guarantee you we are more stressed out than you are. So let's move on to the Q&A. Unless any admin has anything real quick. Any other admin? Maz, I see your light lighting up, but you're not speaking. Okay, no admins? Cool. Let's move on to the Q&A. This is the last part. I'm going to go ahead and this is the last part, and I'm going to show you guys the new map. Guys, this is going to be the most crazy, exciting map you've probably ever seen from us. So get ready. It's pretty cool.
All right.
Oh wow!
It's
There's
opened
like
up
nobody
now for people to raise
There's
their
like-
hands. So
Nobody watching the stream either. You guys are going to miss out on a really cool map preview. That's the lowest people we've ever had in this stream for a server meeting. Now, I know some of you guys are in there. I see you.
all right. Starting off with Hawk. If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Mic on.
Hawk?
Going once.
Hello?
There you
There we
are.
go.
Hey.
Get your shit together, Hawk.
I know. Tell me about it. That's weird. My push to talk was not working. So, yeah, actually, I have 3 real quick questions for you. First one is, the other day there evidently is a misunderstanding when it comes to the heli, which I know you guys touched on earlier. The debate was there was an actual public regular attack heli that was out, and someone called a personal, and the debate then was it's okay apparently to call a personal. It just was not okay to have a second personal.
No. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
If it-
If there's a heli out, period, wild, personal, whatever, if someone finds a way to pull another one out, I have no idea. No. one heli out at a time.
Okay. Second thing is the new quest NPCs that you have out now with the vending machine. Do they work like the original quest guy and Outpost, where if we get like within the vicinity of them, they'll say something? Or
They work like like a heli vendor, or a
Okay.
boat vendor, or the guys at Bandit Camp.
Okay, so they do not call out to you or anything
No.
like that, so that you
They-
know.
They literally are. They're actually. You know the map where I make all vending machines actual people instead of vending machines in town.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Same thing. Same concept. Exact same
Gotcha.
thing.
Okay. Third, real quick thing is the hardcore. When that comes out, will you be transforming the vanilla server over to the hardcore?
No.
Okay. That is it. Thank you.
Cool.
All right.
People in my Twitch, I'm running out of shit to drop off my desk here. Come on now.
All right. Next we have Golden Toad. Should be an option somewhere. What, top right? I think T said earlier.
I think that's where they moved it. Well, that's where they moved it for us. I don't know where they put it with the players. Bailey, the Bailey cam is on. I don't know where Bailey's at. Bailey.
There you are. You're in, Golden Toad.
He was hiding.
Can't hear you,
Thunderstorm.
so
I'm back.
there you are.
There you go.
I have nothing to mention about the meeting. The meeting was awesome. I just don't know how to build it in the server, the build server.
Oh.
What do you mean you don't know how to build? Are you talking about?
Spawned in with a rock.
Hit F1.
Yeah.
So the standard admin way we can spawn things in, if you hit F1, there'll be a thing up the top left-hand corner that says items, and it'll list all of the items physically in Rust, and you can give yourself like 1,000 stone, in increments of. And there's also, we still have the command to give that item, right, T?
Yeah.
So, like if we want, I imagine we can probably put something up in the Ray-based submission channel for the give command, but you could also do like give wood, give yourself a wood, 1,000,000 wood.
Oh, how do you
So
know?
we,
You should also be able to type no clip in your F1 console and be able to fly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
I also think we still have the kits set up. Nope, that's gone.
That's gone.
Yeah, we used to have kits that you could claim, but I guess we just went with the F1 console. It's much easier.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, next we have Captain Z.
Hello, thank you very much for the server. It's a very great opportunity. I'm just coming back. This is my first wipe after a couple years of not playing, so I apologize if this has already been brought up and answered. But I found the NPCs loot to be very, very underwhelming. I don't know if there's anything I should know about it.
That bug has been fixed for this force wipe.
Okay, I was really sad spending a bunch of ammo, killing an NPC, and then getting a rope or a hide pant.
Yep, we basically took all NPC loot and just got rid of it. There's no loot anymore.
Oh, no loot at all.
I'm just kidding. No, we fixed it. It's fine.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem. They should be dropping. Speaking of which, they should be dropping similar to we did what like scientist loot, right, Nola?
Yeah, default
Yeah.
NPC.
Yeah, scientist loot. So.
All right, next we got Captain Nemo.
Yo, what's up? Okay, yeah, I just heard that there was prizes for the attendance.
Yep. In game, as soon as we're done, when I start the map stream, so basically when the Q&A ends, I tell everybody to get into the position to get their prizes in game, and while that's happening, I start loading up the map I'm going to show off in the stream. So that kind of happens at the same time.
Solid. All right, and also, can we get more anime titty doors?
I hope not.
Out of here! Get him out of here!
I can
Alright.
actually speak to that real quick. So I usually am the one who does the skins. I've been off for like a month, or not a month, like 6 months. I started the process of starting to do a big overhaul because it's been so long since I've done it. I'm going to be taking my time to go through every single category. That said, the way that I work on the anime skins is first in, first out type of thing. I never increase the flat number because not everybody likes those skins. I try to make sure that there's a little bit of something for everybody. So if I bring in one, another goes away, but I will get those refreshed because I know how much some of you guys really like them.
Hey, I had to ask. Thanks.
All right. Going to Chas 316. Should be top right, hopefully, or maybe top left. I don't know.
I
There you
just
go.
had to click upset. Sorry about that.
No problem.
So first, thanks. Thanks for everything. I just had a couple quick questions. One, I've been reading the rules and everything. Is there a way to recommend or like request or even offer to purchase other mods? I know you run a tight ship with server utilization, but I was just curious. And also the same for skins. Is there a way to like propose and vote on potential skins for the skin box?
I can take the skin one real quick. I pretty much add the skins anybody asks for when I have time to work on them. So,
Okay.
There's a skin suggestion channel. Just post the workshop link, and I will more than likely include it. The only reason we wouldn't include something is, in some level it's offensive, in some level it's covered by something else. Maybe it's like an all black skin, but we already have an all black skin, or because we have too many things in that type of category. It's a really involved process, but like I said, I am working on them. I have something else that's been taking pretty much priority of everything I've been doing lately, but I did start that process last weekend, so I will continue working on it. I would hope by like mid-month I would have the big update. It'll get posted in update log like all of our updates when it's done.
Cool,
I
thank
can
you.
handle selecting one if you'd like.
As for mods, no, we don't accept any suggestions for mods.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yep. Next, we have Dawkinshote.
Oh, get him out of here. He's going to want special treatment or something.
That fucking asshole.
I know it's coming.
So, by the way, it's inchoate. Just saying it's an English word. Not very widely.
Yeah, but we're all uneducated plebs. We don't know that.
Well, shit.
Well, I never went to college.
You know, it's my sister, not my cousin.
Roll Tide.
One question. I mean,
oh hell
can
no.
we? Yeah, fuck off. Can we have a better way of announcing or preparing people for the custom events, the admin events?
I went off on the admins. Well, I didn't go off, but we had a long talk the other night about that.
Like,
yeah, it needs to be planned better.
Well, and sometimes they're going to be spontaneous, which is totally cool. Like, I woke up one time to boats being raced down the river, which I'm guilty of. I build in the river because I know that's fresh. I don't know where the fucking fresh water is. I'm an idiot, whatever. But, like, if we had a little bit of a pre-notice, if possible, and I don't want to discount the spontaneity of that happening, that would be really cool, be it Discord or whatnot. The other thing I posted in the chat, and T, I'll put it to you, very selfish. Take off the restriction for you get so many skill point purchases in the store.
Not happening.
Oh, bastard.
Yep.
Fair enough.
But yeah, as far as the events go, yeah, we had a long talk the other night about, look, guys, we need to get notification because it's actually a twofold thing. So sometimes the events don't happen or they fail because not enough admins are there to help run the events. Believe it or not, it's like herding cats. It actually takes a lot of admin work to run these events. So the problem being is, in the submarine one was the example. It was like, hey, why did nobody do this? Well, we didn't have enough admins. Well, why do we have enough admins? Well, nobody knew. So we had a long talk and we ironed out the fact that we got to start planning this stuff out multiple days in advance. So A, the players know, and B, so the admins know, because they if somebody would have asked me, I would have came and tried to help too. So we had a long talk about that. You're absolutely right. So we will be planning those things better.
Very fair.
And also, yes, we definitely constantly are badgering the admins running the events to make sure they show love to the other servers. It's actually hard though, because you can log into a server with 39 people on there, and it takes a ton of work to set up these events. I know you guys may not realize that, but it takes a ton of work. If you log into a server with 39 people on it, and then 2 people show up, it discourages you from A, running events, and B, from running them on that server again because nobody shows up. So I can tell you it's definitely difficult.
the other thing for that too, folks, is when you do come to events, don't be screaming, shouting, bouncing, yelling while we're trying to tell you how things are happening and blah 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 blah. That also literally just hurts us from running events.
I can tell you right now that
Oh,
I
I
mean
got a
I don't
funny
want to speak
story
for
about
her because she's in here, but Aliana stopped running events almost like a year ago, and she used to run tons of events. And again, I'm speaking for her, and she's standing right here, but she stopped doing that because the players just wouldn't behave. They're jumping around, jumping on her head, shooting their guns in the air, and shooting rockets and incense, and just going screaming and bouncing all over the place. It's annoying when you're trying to run an event like that because you have to type and talk and voice to communicate, and it's really annoying. So.
Funny story about that too, though, is that's how you end up with admins like MacLear. That's literally the main reason why I applied to be an admin, was everybody was being assholes during an event. I was like, nah, fuck this. I want to help these guys, not hinder.
Well, that's exactly the thing. I mean, I think obviously, again, the people that are here in this channel and listening to this realize that, we're here on this server because this is different than what Rust Vanilla is. It is a terrible shit stream, but here we're trying to build something a little bit better. So, there's some education for that population, but I definitely would like to promote those events, just like the custom monuments. I mean, like every wipe, it's something that gives you some ability to do something different. Rust Vanilla, which I played for years, I mean, you do the same thing and everybody's an asshole and whatnot. So I definitely would love to promote that.
Yep, we'll get on it. All right, let's move on quick. We got people dropping like flies because they got to get up in the morning.
All right, moving on. We got Jason Darkett. If you're talking, we can't hear you. Still can't hear you.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one then.
Yeah, I'll move on to the next one. You try to fix your stuff. Well, the next one's Briscoe. Do we want to talk to Briscoe?
We can skip that one. Damn it.
Hey guys, I've been to like 2 or 3 years of meetings, never really talked to one. I got a question that a lot of players have been asking about, and it's kind of a serious topic. But my teammate, he's been asking for this for a long time, and he wants to know if there could be more anime to the doors.
Oh, you did it.
Jesus Christ, I hate you.
So which teammate is this?
It's Zetter09.
Okay,
main
pulling
one.
up his ban page right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to ban him right now.
All right, sorry, that's all I got, guys.
Wait, the ban didn't work. Is there a space, or is it just 09?
All right, next we
I
got
put a space.
in
Sorry about
pizza
that.
we crust.
I'll get her out of here too.
No, T, don't get me out of here. Shush. So, not this wipe, but the wipe before. I built my base. I was there first. This has happened before a long time ago, and I think Aliana was there. I went to sleep, got on the next night, and there's a giant pyramid base built in front of my base. Like, literally within TC range. And I couldn't expand.
I am the choir, and you are the preacher.
And no one used it. No one ever came out of it. It was ginormous.
So this is why we let you at least put like a ring of TCs around your stuff. So at the edge of your build,
You do that now, Jack? We can do that?
Yes.
Oh, look
yes,
here,
You're not
look.
going to come over like last time and just delete all my TCs?
He might. It depends if you follow the build guidelines.
If you put 100 of them out, yes, I will delete them.
Oh.
But if you put a ring around your base on the edge of your build cribs, that's fine. It's just what happens is, and I've seen a couple in the last couple wipes where there's a farm of TCs, and we're like, what the fuck is this giant field of TCs? This is supposed to be fucks. There's supposed to be none here. But no, yeah, if you can put a ring of TCs around, just don't go insane with them. Keep them on the edge of your build cribs, things like that. You're allowed to give yourself a little bit of space.
I
Yes,
built
we allow
small
that.
anyways.
All we ask players to do is the external TCs you put around your base to make a buffer, put them against your build priv. Hold the TC in your hand, or the foundation, I guess you're going to place or whatever. But walk until it no longer says build priv, from your main base, your main building. Walk away from your base until it stops saying build priv. Plop down the TC right there. Don't go further. Just right on the edge of your build priv. I don't vape, Beetle.
But yeah, pizza, you're allowed to do that. And please, say it saves you a little bit of sanity. It keeps people directly off your TC's asshole.
Yeah, they build right up my butt. It doesn't matter which wipe it is. Whenever I play, they build right up my butt. They're like,
Well,
"Oh,
some
hi,
peop-
pizza,"
Some people are into that. So
and people follow me around, and I don't know why.
to build in your
Anyways.
butt.
No, they like they follow me around. Like I had 2 kids follow me around last wipe.
That's kind of creepy.
It is creepy.
Well, report that
Report 'em and
because
submit a ticket.
you pizza, you've played here for a long ass time, girl. You know damn
I've been
well.
here forever.
You know damn well I don't tolerate thirsty shit. So report that to me. It will get.
As a
handled real
girl,
quick.
you cannot talk in Rust. You just can't.
That's something that we covered in the last server meeting. There's been kind of an uptick in just like new players in general, which unfortunately means that we get a lot of like little strays on our server. Please engage us if you guys have someone causing you problems, and to be honest, like just ignore them until we're there, because like they're only going to be using you for an audience for whatever 12-year-old or 13-year-old thing is funny that day. So
I get
out.
I get embarrassingly obnoxious and rude when it comes to thirsty dudes harassing women. I don't. That's one of my pet peeves. So just report it to me. I promise you, it will be a very entertaining band message when it happens.
Yeah.
Give you my word on that one. Anyway, all right, let's move on.
Well, she is the last one.
Oh, cool. All right, so we can. Is that it? No more Q&A. We done? Everybody good?
Yeah, I got no more requests, so I think we're good. Turned off the requests, so.
Draconic Newt, I appreciate that. I'll never forget. Like 6 months ago, this person is an asshole anyway, and they've been banned. But it's been, we got to listen to T's annoying voice again tonight. I'm like, why the fuck are you joining my meeting then? Like, leave. Nobody asked you to come here. I appreciate that, man. I like you. Okay, let's everybody. We got admins on each server to handle the prizes.
Rack and I are on 2.
I'm on 1.
And Cryo and Tenet are on 1.
Cool. All right, so players, you will log into your respective server in Warp. You guys are doing this at town, right? Admins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Do we have
Warp.
anybody on light?
Oh. I have to get on the test server to stream the map.
I'll go to light.
All
I
right.
was trying to be on the test server because I was excited.
Well, get on the test server. We
I'll
have,
go to light. No problem.
Aliana,
I
go
got
to
it.
test server.
We have plen-
I can go to light. I'm just on the build server building more.
yeah, Aliana, we have plenty of admins in here right now. Go to the test server. All right, so
What are we doing?
So
Half a rocket?
well, I was thinking we just give out an apple or a granola bar.
Frankenstein head part, got it.
No, I'm not giving. Hey, whoa, Drag. I'm not giving any of our players head. Sorry, dude. That's
Okay,
just,
then I'll give him the chess piece.
yeah, that's just not happening.
Like the houses that give away toothbrushes on Halloween.
They're gonna have to put a lot more donations in there for me to give them head. All right, let's. So anyway, players log in. We got issues. We really do. Log into your servers and go to town. Line up in front of your admin. Just single file. Don't butt each other out of the way. Everybody's gonna get their prize. Don't
Please
try to
leave after you get your prize.
Yeah.
And don't stay around and make a ruckus.
Yeah, leave after you get it. Don't try to double dip. Don't try to cause a problem. Just get out of there. Anyway, so the choices you have are 50 rockets or 50 paper. You cannot have a combination of both. You cannot have a different type of rocket. 50 rockets or 50 paper. One or the other. Paper's good for buying items or selling for RP. Rockets are good for raiding. So figure out what kind of player you are and decide what you want. When you walk up to your admin, just say rockets or say paper, and they will drop the stuff at your feet. Please don't steal somebody else's as it falls to the ground. If you do, you will be banned. For those who want to see the new map, that is so exciting that Aliana is joining the test server just to be there when we show it off. For those people, you need to open the stream or you will not be able to see it. I'm going to start flying around casually like I always do while you guys give away the prizes. Once the admins are done giving away the prizes, I'll dive into some of the cooler looking content and stuff rather than just flying around casually. And if anyone's ever owned a Border Collie, once you start playing with one, it never ends.
He's so cute though.
Never ends. Look at him. He's still staring at me, waiting for me to
Kelly
throw that
never
damn ball.
gives up. He's always wanting more. For anyone who is dipping out, definitely appreciate you guys joining us tonight. It's important for us. Like literally, I think I said the word info campaign in our staff meeting about 17 times earlier. It's really important that we get this information out to people the best way that we possibly can. You know, people miss stuff, and there's a lot to learn. So I really appreciate you guys being here.
Bailey really appreciates that purple ball.
You want them one at a time?
Just staring at me.
Yeah,
It's kind of creepy.
Should I bend over?
Drop the ball, T.
Oh, he's got the ball. It's right under his chin right now. He's just staring at me, waiting for me
Thank
to pick it
you.
up and throw it. Watch. See,
Fucking
look.
cool.
As soon as I,
Alright,
look, as soon as I
paper or
reach for it,
rockets?
where'd he go? There it is.
Fucking cool, man.
Please.
What'd he do?
Somebody asked for rockets. He's like, you want them one at a time?
Thank
Pulls
you,
out a
sir.
rocket launcher.
Rockets, please.
That's funny.
Oh, T, you forgot to say something kind of important about Light and Terminus.
Oh shit! I skipped that one. I told you I was gonna do it last. Everybody
rockets?
that plays on Light and Terminus, the new box is officially working and is gonna go live on Force Wipe. So come Force Wipe, I will switch the name of the old box servers. We'll say like, what the hell? Oh, Aliana, you saved the file as the same file I already have. Damn it! I
Yeah,
gotta,
I'm sorry. I had the same problem. I'm sorry.
it's fine. I gotta go to my Rust folder.
Thank you.
Can you finish explaining that?
Alright.
Because if I hit my push to talk, it's gonna move my
Yeah.
cursor.
So the new IPs are up, so you can access them preemptively to just mark them as your favorites. Also in our FAQ, there's a thing of how to just manually set favorites through Steam that you can do. They will be going live on Force Wipe. So it's good news because, first of all, somebody mentioned that Light had a smaller population than they remember. That's probably because a lot of people still can't find it. There's a good portion of players, myself included, that they're just not coming up in the server browser unless you refresh like 6 or 7 times. So this new IP will fix that. And we've already had some people over there testing, and everything's working out just wonderfully. So yeah, just have it ready for Force Wipe. It'll be an IP change. Everything will carry over. Nothing will be changed on your end. Just where you connect will be different. Well, everything that would normally carry over on a Force Wipe will carry over, to clarify.
Yep.
Same map or anything.
So yeah, and I'll change the old server. Oh, it's still doing it. I'll change the old server name over to direct people to the new IP in case you forget or in case you miss it.
See, I had the same problem. Download the first link I sent you because that's the one that's on the server, not the second one.
Oh, you're killing me.
I know. I'm sorry.
The first link you sent me.
So I sent you one, and then I sent you a second one that was updated. Download the first one that I sent you because that's the one that's live, not the second one.
So the one that's just a download, not actually a link.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad. I can talk about the new map if you want, so that it's not like a silent void. Although I'm sure people are getting their exciting paper and rockets on all of the respective servers.
It's exciting stuff.
Last call in main 2.
Yeah, Bailey definitely runs the house. That's for sure.
And Noggin, just so you know, we don't really have admins that like are assigned to servers. We try to fan out as much as we can. I don't know that any admin actively admins Terminus just because it's kind of a lower population. You know, if we're like just trying to admin, we'll probably be on one of the higher ones. And you know, Terminus has a bunch of veteran players who take care of themselves pretty much. That said, if you put a ticket in, any of us will jump over that. That can help.
And again, earlier I had to stop to do the map thing. Yeah, for those who enjoy Light and Terminus, the pop's been so low because 75% of the people in the world couldn't see the box. There was a routing issue with the traffic. A bunch of admins included. We have certain admins that literally couldn't even get on there to help somebody because they couldn't get to the server or connect to it. Even myself included, sometimes trying to administrate the server, I'd lose connection. So with this new box, we tested it for almost a month now. Everybody can see it just fine. It'll be perfect. So the populations will increase because now players will actually find those servers. Also, again, I'm gonna say it one more time. We do offer transfers, main 1 to main 2, much lower population on main 2, and then main 2 to light for those of you who want like a very low population because it's capped at 50. So you'll always have content. Light and Terminus actually have double the raid-based spawns that main 1 and main 2 have also. Ah, damn it. Forgot to put the new strip on this one.
New stripper? What?
Stripper?
Like how you have Sims blurring because you stream.
Yeah. Why does it not let me put my damn clothes on?
You gotta replace your